Hello, my name's Emily, and I was born in 1964, and I'm a baby boomer. The baby boomers were a cohort of folks that were born from 1946 up until 1964. There's 76 million of us, so that's a lot of folks. And, we, grew up into a drug culture. The 60s, the 70s, and the 80s were a time that folks were heavily using drugs. It was more socially accepted then. Maybe not the best thing, I don't know. But so, we have a different attitude than people who were born, say, in the 1950s. So, I wanted to talk to you about, prescription drug abuse and its effect on older people, and maybe a few hints and tips and things you can do. 11% of older women misuse prescription drugs. And there's basically three kinds of drugs that can be abused. There's the opiates, there's the depressants, and there's the stimulants. So for people over 50, non-medical use of drugs will increase to 2.7 million by 2020. Basically, someone who's addicted will do anything to feel better. And a drug of choice for someone who's, say, they're growing up in the 1960s is going to be a lot different than the drugs they're taking now. A person, who's in their 50s, 60s, might be taking, an opiate. They might be taking a benzo. In terms of having prescription drugs that are given to them for things like surgeries or illnesses or, trouble sleeping, all those kind of things. So an opiate and a tranquilizer, otherwise known as a benzo, and alcohol together, that could lead to death. That could repress someone's breathing. So some of these drugs are pretty dangerous. And I'd like to give you a website and a phone number that you can, use to get more information that you could use on getting, knowing more about drugs and drug interactions, where to go for recovery help, and treatment, and, for you or for someone you love. So there's a lot of information out there. Also, information on how to dispose of drugs or to store drugs. Only the person who has the prescription to them should be taking them. So if they're easy to access, possibly someone else could take, your drugs or use them. Or, if you throw them in the trash and they're not properly disposed of, then someone else could use them, and that's not good. So, the information I'd like to give you is the website is boomerrecovery.com. That's boomerrecovery.com. And the phone number is 1-800-BOOMER1, 1-800-BOOMER1, and you have a safe day. Take care. Bye.